What is up, Guardians, and welcome to Schwille Gaming, where you can stay up to date with Destiny content. SMGs have been pretty meta as of recent, so I put together for you a damage test of some of the most popular SMGs in the game. I hope this video gives you a better understanding of SMGs and helps you decide which to add to your loadouts. But before we compare these SMGs, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and smash that like button and drop a comment. Now let's get into this SMG damage test video. Alright guys, so the location we'll be damage testing from is the first boss in the Grasp of Avarice dungeon. The SMGs we're going to be testing are Osteostrigo, Unforgiven, Submission, the Title, Funnel Web, and the Immortal. Starting off with Osteostrigo, this is an exotic SMG acquirable from the Witch Queen campaign. Since it's an exotic, it has stagnant perks that simply put track and poison targets. In one phase against Frisia, it did 392,917 damage. Up next, we have Unforgiven. This void SMG is acquirable from the Duality dungeon. In the first perk column, it can roll with Demolitionist, Fragile Focus, Well-Rounded, Feeding Frenzy, Steady Hands, and Tunnel Vision. And in the second perk column, it can roll with Dragonfly, Golden Tricorn, Repulsor Brace, Rampage, Frenzy, and Adrenaline Junkie. In one phase against Frisia, it dealt 289,901 damage. Next on our list is the Kinetic slotted Submission, acquirable from the Vow of the Disciple raid. In the first column, it can roll with the perks Encore, Perpetual Motion, Sleight of Hand, Steady Hands, Subsistence, Turnabout, and Overflow. And in the second column, Harmony, Swashbuckler, Demolitionist, Bait and Switch, Thresh, Killing Wind, and Frenzy. In one phase against Frisia, it dealt 263,060 damage. The next SMG we'll take a look at is the Title. The Title is a void SMG acquirable from the Guardian Games seasonal event. In the first perk column, it can roll with Threat Detector, Stats for All, Perpetual Motion, Dynamic Sway Reduction, Hip Fire Grip, Steady Hands, and Grave Robber. And in the second column, it can roll with Swashbuckler, Surrounded, Vorpal Weapon, One for All, Moving Target, Turnabout, and Focus Fury. In one phase against Frisia, it did 202,557 damage. The next SMG on our list is the Funnel Web. Funnel Web is also a void SMG that is acquirable through random world drops and the Gunsmith rotation. In the first perk column, it can roll with Pulse Monitor, Steady Hands, Auto-Loading Holster, Subsistence, Killing Wind, and Perpetual Motion. And in the second column, it can roll with Rangefinder, Elemental Capacitor, Adrenaline Junkie, Frenzy, Focus Fury, and Thresh. In one phase against Frisia, it did 182,981 damage. The last SMG on our list is the Immortal. The Immortal is a strand SMG acquirable from Trials of Osiris. In the first perk column, it can roll with Surplus, Threat Detector, Perpetual Motion, Dynamic Sway Reduction, Encore, Keep Away, and Rangefinder. And in the second column, it can roll with Hatchling, Focus Fury, Demolitionist, Tap the Trigger, Killing Wind, Kill Clip, and Target Lock. In one phase against Frisia, it dealt 182,804 damage. That is all the SMGs for our test today, so let's rank them up and see how they did. In first place with the most damage, we have Osteostrigo at 392,917 damage. In second, Unforgiven with 289,901 damage. Third, Submission with 263,060 damage. Fourth, the Title at 202,557 damage. Fifth, we have the Funnel Web with 182,981 damage. And last, we have the Immortal with 182,804 damage. I'm not surprised Osteostrigo had the most damage here since it has poison and tracking rounds, but I am surprised that the Immortal and the Title are in last with the least damage. These are supposed to be some of the best SMGs in the game and highly sought after by the player base. Not taking anything away from them though, they're both great weapons still that I would suggest having in your disposal. I even keep an Immortal in my Kinetic slot and still break it out every now and then. There are a lot of factors to consider from this test too, like keeping consistent damage on a boss like this without dying, and also I used very basic versions of these weapons with no damage enhancing perks to try and keep the playing field even. At the end of the day though, all 6 of these SMGs are great and all have their time and purpose. Give them all a shot. Well, that is going to conclude our SMG damage test today. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.